welcome to the Mermaid's Mama. If this is your first time here, my name is Hannah and I do videos on unschooling my two children in the tropical Gold Coast of Australia, and veganism, waste-free living, minimalism, and conscious parenting. So make sure you click that little subscribe button below and also click on the little bell so that you receive notifications for when I do videos. And let's get started. I've been trying to film videos during the day and just get a little bit more done because I really want to be doing a video every week. That is my goal before the end of the year. But I am homeschooling my two children and I have a baby who's breastfeeding all the time, and so yeah, it's not the easiest thing. Kudos to all the mamas out there that are able to film and edit videos and upload them every week. That's my goal, so that's what I'm working towards at the moment. But at the moment I'm filming right now at night, which is not as good lighting and everything because they're asleep and it's a little bit easier, so you know, but goals, we're working towards them. So today I'm going to do a slightly different video than what I normally do, and this video came about by some other wonderful mums that I'm so excited to be collaborating with. I'm going to write all of their channel names on the screen right now, and I will also link them in the description below. So I'm collaborating with 4 incredible other mums, and I'm really grateful to be connecting with them through social media, and I'm really excited to bring some attention to this subject. So, yeah, I haven't really planned what I'm about to say, so let's just see how that goes. So let's talk about anxiety. So I've always been a pretty anxious person. Where I'm at in my life right now, I am 100% the least anxious that I've ever been in my entire life that I can remember, including when I was a young child. I can remember having anxiety from as long as I can remember. I was definitely a very anxious child. I was very much like a worrier, and I still have a huge tendency to worry and really overanalyze and overthink everything, and it can definitely turn into thoughts of anxiety and sometimes even quite intense bouts of panic. And I have also had panic attacks, sometimes over, you know, like genuinely seemingly kind of logical things, and sometimes over things as little as driving my car on the motorway, I'm missing a turn off. I've definitely struggled with it when I was a child. There's a lot of mental illness within both sides of my family, from like both of my parents' sides, and yeah, there's a lot of anxiety and also depression. I don't believe that I've ever suffered from depression, and the anxiety, as I said, now it's got to a point in my life where I do get anxious, but I'm very aware of it, and I have a number of things that I'll talk about briefly as well in this video that they're my go-to things when I have those thoughts of anxiety creeping up, and I apply those, and generally the anxiety will dissipate. And even just being aware of it, because it wasn't honestly until probably about maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe even a little bit less, that I started being really aware that I actually suffered from anxiety at all. And I think a lot of this has come from self-growth, adopting so many health and wellness practices into my life, which I have been working on for the last few years. And I've become super aware of the fact that I have a lot of really running thoughts of anxiety that go through my head from, you know, traffic on the roads, like driving on the roads. Even though I really love driving, I used to get an enormous amount of anxiety, and I still panic sometimes when I'm on the road. Up until about a year ago, I would not drive anywhere on the Gold Coast if I didn't know where I was going, which is insane because now I drive multiple times a week to places and I just put it into GPS. I didn't like using the GPS, and I would just have these like full-blown panic attacks and get super anxious in the car. And I don't really know what my fear was, but it just gave me this huge amount of anxiety, and it's definitely something that some of my other family members get as well. And then once I started becoming aware of it, I was able to acknowledge that I was feeling anxiety, that it wasn't like logical panic, and I was able to do things like deep breathing and, you know, giving myself more time to leave the house and drive places. Now I don't really get it at all when I'm driving, and there's been a number of times recently where I've taken wrong turns and it's been no big deal, and I'm able to kind of calm myself out of that, which is really, really amazing. So I would honestly say that for me personally, one of the biggest things that has helped me is just acknowledging that these thoughts of anxiety are coming up, and that I don't necessarily need to attach myself to those feelings. Meditation absolutely helps so much. It really, really helps to clear the mind. Meditation helps me in all areas of self-growth, and it's definitely one of the most important things that I do on a regular basis. I don't do it every single day. I do it most days for about 10 minutes if I can. That's really all I have time for at the moment with 2 children, and that's okay. And it really helps me because, again, it gets me to that nice kind of still, calm place in my mind where I'm able to see those racing, rushing thoughts, but not attach myself to them, which is just, it's such an important thing to acknowledge, that you are not your anxiety. Those feelings are not necessarily real. So meditation really helps. I really love yoga as well. Just moving my body regularly, getting enough sleep makes a huge difference just in general self-care. And of course, food, what I put into my body is everything. When I'm eating well, it makes all the difference in the world to how I can cope with those feelings, because if I'm not feeling well and I'm not fueling my body in the right way, those thoughts of anxiety can seem so much more real and so much scarier than they really are. There are also herbal medicines that I take. I won't get into those now, and they really help with my anxiety. I will put a link to my Instagram. It'll be in the description below. I hope that just gave you a little bit of an insight into my anxiety, and please share your stories below if you suffer from this. And thank you for sitting all the way through this video, and let me know if you want me to talk further about this. I love you guys. Thank you for watching.